We're about to get a new season in Pokemon Go, and let me tell you, this is all looking to be really exciting stuff. And in this video, I'm going to be doing a reaction to everything Niantic announced regarding the season of Precious Paths. Alright, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be doing a reaction for everything that Niantic has stated is coming to Pokemon Go with the Precious Paths season. And I really do think this season is going to be really exciting because we're going to be getting some really solid events, and of course, they're going to be introducing some new Pokemon that a lot of players have been waiting for. So without further ado, let's get right into the reaction. I'm just going to be looking at the website for all of the information that they have released and giving my thoughts along the way. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's talk about this new season. So this is going to be called the Season of Precious Paths, and they actually kind of show you what this season is going to be all about. So of course we got the Christmas stuff that's going to be happening during the season. It's probably going to be the first thing we're going to encounter. Yeah, pretty excited about that. It looks like we're going to be getting Gigantamax Meowth. That's pretty cool. And then also a Dynamax Hitmonchan. I think that's what it is. So yeah, a lot of fighting type Pokemon stuff. Alright, so the Precious Paths season, it's going to start on December 2nd, 2025, and it's going to go until March 3rd, 2026. So this is going to be the season where we're going to be getting, of course, the Christmas event, but also we're going to be getting the Go Tour event during this season. It's probably going to be the last thing of this season. So yeah, that's something we could look forward to. There is a trailer for this. Let's actually kind of check it out. Kind of want to see. Oh wow, that's loud. Oh, that's cool. I actually haven't seen this yet. Alright. Sweet. Alright. Well, of course, we know about the, what is it, the Journey to Paldea event. We got the Christmas event stuff. Ooh, some more Pokemon. And of course, the starter Pokemon. Pretty cool. Some custom Pikachus. Yveltal and Xerneas. Awesome. And Gigantamax Pokemon. Cool. Alright, that's it. Sweet. Good trailer. Alright, so let's take a look at the details. Alright, so the Precious Paths Special Research. It's going to be available to claim from Tuesday, December 2nd, and it's going to go until March 3rd. It's going to unlock over the course of the season. So yeah, very similar to some of the stuff we've been getting with previous seasons. Just going to be a long special research throughout the whole thing. Masterwork research for a Master Ball. It's going to cost $7.99. Okay, so if you want another Master Ball, this time you're going to have to pay for it. It's going to be an $8 special research ticket. And yeah, I don't necessarily know if that's going to be worth it. It's going to be up to you. I think Master Balls are not overly necessary, and I tend to have more of them than Pokemon that I need to use them for. So if you want to get yourself a Master Ball, just keep in mind there's going to be a Masterwork research for it. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, new Pokemon to discover. So new Pokemon have been spotted in Pokemon Go. Sudowoodo wearing holiday attire. Probably going to be the new costume Pokemon for Christmas this year. I actually think this is something that I'm surprised hasn't been in the game yet. Because Sudowoodo is, of course, like a tree-shaped Pokemon, and you would think they would have done this a long time ago. In particular, I actually like this Charjabug with the gift wrap, because Charjabug itself looks like a gift. So giving it gift wrap, that's actually pretty clever. I like that. Looks like we're going to get Clobopus as well as Graplock. Both of these Pokemon, they're going to be new. I'm excited for those. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Alright, here's some Dynamax content that we're going to be getting. Dynamax Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are going to be making their debut during this season. And then we saw it earlier, there's going to be Gigantamax Meowth. All really cool stuff. I look forward to that. If you're really into max battles, looks like we're going to be getting some cool stuff. I don't necessarily know if either of the Hitmons are going to be worth it. I don't necessarily think they have any kind of relevance, but I'm curious about Gigantamax Meowth. I think that could be a really interesting one. All right, seasonal highlights. Let's talk about community days. All right, so the first community day, as we know, is going to be from December 6th until the 7th. That is, of course, the December Recap Community Day. We already went over the details for that event. I'm looking forward to it. Pretty much every single Pokemon that got a community day this year is going to be featured for this particular community day. Now, the first community day of the next year is going to be on January 4th, and it looks like it's going to be a community day classic. Very interested about that. I wonder what Pokemon they're going to start off the new year with. I feel like it's going to be a starter Pokemon. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I think it could be maybe a pseudo legendary. I don't know, but I think it's going to be something exciting, and it's definitely going to be one that hopefully will drive up some engagement. And then the next community day is going to be on January 18. That's actually the weekend of my birthday, and it's going to be some Pokemon that they did not announce. And then very shortly after, actually, on February 1st, we're going to be getting the February community day. I like that the community days are kind of getting closer together, that it kind of opens them up for different kinds of events. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, there's going to be a Go Pass that's going to be throughout the entire season, and it looks like the legendaries that are going to be with each of the Go Passes are going to feature Dialga, Giratina, as well as Palkia. And I think with these three, pretty cool, but I think the origin forms of actually all three of these Pokemon are actually more worth it. So kind of disappointed that they didn't go with those, but at the very least, yeah, Dialga, Palkia, and I think that's Altered Form Giratina. Yeah, those three are going to be available as rewards, and they're probably going to be part of the free track. And then with the deluxe track, probably some sort of premium item. We do know that there's going to be a new item that's going to allow you to do remote trades. I'm assuming that's going to be one of the rewards for one of the Go Passes, so be on the lookout for that. All right, now when it comes to the Go Pass, here are the major milestones. At Tier 1, you're going to be able to open up 40 gifts per day, and you're going to receive up to 125 gifts per day. That's pretty insane. So you're gonna be able to get a lot of gifts. Pretty cool. And then you're gonna hold up to 10 additional gifts in your item bag. So there's a lot of emphasis on gift giving, which I think is one of the most tedious parts of Pokemon Go right now. I think there needs to be some sort of quality of life improvement that allows us to open and send gifts en masse. That's something that I hope Niantic looks into. Now at Tier 2, which is going to be rank 50, you're going to get double the daily adventure incense duration. I think that's a very popular bonus. And then finally at Tier 3, which is rank 75, you're going to get additional rewards for completing in-person raids and max battles. I'm assuming that's Stardust and experience rewards. Now you can upgrade to the Go Pass Deluxe to increase the following bonuses, and yeah, it's basically more of those gifts. There's going to be stickers during this event. I don't know if you care about that, but these are going to be the stickers. Seems very holiday themed, which makes sense. Pretty cool stuff. We of course are going to get an update to the Go Battle League. I'll not really get into that. It's not necessarily something I cover a lot on my channel, but if that is something that interests you, I'm sure there's going to be videos out there talking about the new moves, as well as some of the changes to the damage of different charge attacks, different things like that. I'm sure we're going to have a completely new meta. It seems to be the case with every single season, and that could be very frustrating. I understand. It's one of the reasons why I have a hard time getting into the Go Battle League, mainly because I'll do a lot of investments into certain Pokemon, and then by the time I can use them, they're no longer relevant. And I've been very frustrated by that. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. So yeah. All right, Pokestop showcases. Of course, we're going to get those. And then let's talk about the seasonal rotations. So before we get into that, I feel like everything so far is pretty standard. There's no surprises here. I feel like this is exactly like how it was with previous seasons. We got new Dynamax Pokemon, we of course got some new Pokemon that are on the horizon, and then we got the community days, the Go Pass, yada yada. There's nothing I feel like is completely unique to this season. So far that's my take on it, but yeah, maybe as we keep going, I'll be surprised. Alright, so these are the research breakthrough Pokemon this time around. We're going to get Galarian Mr. Mime. I remember at one point this was a pay-to-win Pokemon, which I think is funny that now it's going to be a potential research breakthrough Pokemon. We could potentially get Lapras, Snorlax, Honedge, which is actually interesting, Sinistea, as well as Dreepy. Now, Yeah, nothing really stands out of these. Maybe you could get yourself a good Dreepy. I know that's a Pokemon that a lot of people are looking for. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of the OG Dratini spawns. Like, it's so rare that anytime you come across a Dreepy, it's actually a little bit of an exciting moment. So yeah, it's going to be part of the research breakthroughs. All right, Pokemon will appear in the wild where you might expect them. Starting with Precious Paths, Pokemon will appear in different areas across the world based on their natural habitat and Pokedex entry. Explore different biomes, brush up on your Pokemon knowledge, and see what discoveries await you. Very interesting that they're not actually showing you the Pokemon spawns this time. I'm pretty sure they're not. Yeah. I don't know why they stopped doing that. I don't know if it's laziness or they want to bring in a little bit of the surprise, but I don't really see the point of that. So I don't know what Pokemon we're going to get during this season. I'm very curious to see what we're going to get, but yeah, they're not revealing it. Very interesting choice. All right, now let's talk about the egg hatches. So in 2-kilometer eggs, we're going to see Cleffa, Smoochum, and Bergmite. In 5-kilometer eggs, we're going to see Audino, Elgium, as well as Snom. And then in Adventure Sync 5-kilometer eggs, we're going to get Bonsly, Riolu, as well as Archon. And then in 7-kilometer eggs, during this season, we're going to get Alolan Diglett, Galarian Zigzagoon, as well as Galarian Stunfisk. And then from Mateo's 7-kilometer eggs, you're going to get Hisuian Growlithe, Galarian Slowpoke, as well as Basculin White Stripe form. And then finally, with 10-kilometer eggs, we're going to see Beldum and Tinkatink. And then in Adventure Sync, the Adventure Sync 10-kilometer eggs, Beldum, Drampa, and Dreepy. Nothing really stands out among these. I'm pretty sure they're going to change up the egg pool once they introduce more new Pokemon. That generally seems to be the case, but these are essentially going to be the baselines. So yeah. All right, let's talk about the bonuses. So we're going to be able to get 1 additional special trade per day. I actually really like that. We're going to see an increased Stardust for the first catch of the day. Pretty cool. And then you're going to get increased friendship bonus damage dealt by Pokemon in raids. All right, so that is one way to encourage people to play with their friends, because if you have someone that is a high friendship level and you raid with them often, you're going to be dealing more damage and you're going to be able to take down more raids. That's always a really cool thing that you should consider. And yeah, looks like that's it. So of course there's going to be some seasonal web store deals, I guess. Pretty cool. So what are my overall thoughts regarding this? I mean, like I said earlier, nothing is really a surprise. It's all a lot of very common stuff. I feel like we're overdue for some sort of major shakeup with these seasons. This seems very typical. It seems very much cut and dry, very similar to things we've had before. I think the only thing is, with this season, of course, we have a couple of special events that are going to be happening during this season, which we could look forward to. The Christmas event, as well as the Go Tour event, those are going to be the major highlights for this season, and essentially, it's going to be just a bunch of general stuff. So yeah, that's essentially it for this season. I'm curious to see how this is all going to pan out. All right, and there you go. This is everything that is going to be coming to Pokemon Go in the next season. And like I said, I'm really excited about all of this. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding this new season down below. What is something in particular that you are looking forward to? Definitely share what that is, and yeah, let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to every single one of my patrons on Patreon. You all make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you could do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to personally add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts, all that good stuff. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and that'll be a huge help to my channel, and you'll have access to some really cool content. And Also, you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. And before I end this video, let me say that I actually opened up an Etsy store. So if you want to get yourself a really cool gift for a friend or a loved one, then make sure you go and check out my Etsy store. I'm trying to release a bunch of K-pop custom merch that you could find, and maybe you'll find something that really suits you or someone you want to get a gift for. Because the holiday seasons are coming up, maybe you'll get something very unique and something that they will actually enjoy. Make sure you go and check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.